Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Emily and today we've got a brand new setup and a brand new video for you. So with the new setup, I filmed a little bit of a video for it, so hopefully it will come out in a couple of months because I still want to do a couple more things, like deal with this shelf a little bit more because it's a little bit of a chaotic mess, whereas this one looks a lot nicer now. But hopefully I'll get some content for you guys about this setup soon. Anyway, so this video is going to be my December wrap up. I'm going to do a separate video for my best books of 2020 as well as my reading statistics, so stay tuned for those two because they'll come out very soon. I'm going to do what I did last time, but this time I'm going to speed through the Hoard because I collected so many books, and two, I can't remember them, so I've got them all listed up on Notion and they've all been put away, so I cannot I don't feel like getting all the books out because there's so many. Little Brother by Alan Bailey, Keeper of the Lost Cities by Shannon Messenger, Shadow and Bone series by Leigh Bardugo, The Cruel Prince and the Wicked King by Holly Black, An Absolute Remarkable Thing by Hank Green, Wicked Fox and Vicious Spirits by Kat Cho, Dash and Lily's Book of Dares and 12 Days of Dash and Lily by David Leviathan and Rachel Cohn, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Charlie and the Glass Elevator, So Trot, James and the Giant Peach, The Witches, The Twits, all by Roald Dahl, The Hannah Wars by Abida Jaigirdar, sorry, I cannot pronounce names, Quidditch Through the Ages by you know who, and Throne of Glass by Sarah J Maas. That was it. So I would have added them all up on the screen here somewhere as to Hoard books for this month, and yeah, I bought way too many books for this month, and with Christmas and Boxing Day there was so many sales and I could not resist buying more books because why not? Anyway, now let's get on to the books I actually read this month. So I am currently reading two books, which is Clash of Kings by George R.R. Martin, which is the second book in the Song of Ice and Fire series, so that's been interesting. And I'm also reading The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab, so I'm reading those ones, swapping between the two. I'm enjoying both books at the moment, so just letting you know what I am currently reading. Anyway, so I first want to mention 4 books that I read over December, which is Paper Girls Volume 3 to 6. So I read all those. I have the bind up of the first 2, so I borrowed them from the library and read the last 4 graphic novels for that. And I enjoyed them, like I really was getting into the story. And then the last book, oh god, yeah, that I really did not like how the last one ended. Like I still really enjoyed the story, I did not like how it ended, and I saw a lot of critiques and I fully agree with them, so yeah. It's a bit tragic that happened, but so overall each of those were 4 stars, so that's alright, that's okay. I am rambling and I'm filming this late and I cannot gather my thoughts properly, and I'm sick, so that doesn't help either. So the next book I read in December is A Game of Thrones by George R.R. Martin. This took me just under a month to read. It was big, and with this book, like even though it was so long, I didn't want to read it quickly because it was just one of those books that you had to soak in the information, you had to understand what was going on, you couldn't just read it and expect to get everything straight away. And as you can see, I tabbed it really well, so yeah, it was a good book, a good start to the series. I rated it 4 stars, but my only criticism of the series is that I don't think I would have liked the books if I hadn't enjoyed the TV show. That's just my opinion, because sometimes I just couldn't understand like the scenery because it wasn't in the show, and then like I didn't understand what was happening because it wasn't in the show, and then whereas other scenes I really enjoyed because I was like, oh yes, I'm reading these scenes that were played out to me. And sorry if that cut off, my camera battery died, so sorry if that cut off. Anyway, so the next book I read is Illuminae by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. I really enjoyed this. I rated this 5-star. It was the way it was written, it was so interesting to read, keep track of, and I like having this type of reading style. Like, it's not an actual novel, but it's like files, I don't know, I really enjoyed that style, so I'm looking forward to reading the rest of the series because of that. And it's just like I did not think you'd be able to write such a beautiful story. It's not even beautiful, it's like a beautifully tragic story a way like this, and I cannot wait to get to the next couple of books in this series. Next I read is The Other Side of Dawn by John Marsden. So this is one of the books my partner owns, so it's not added to the list. But it was a really good, it was a good end to the story, but at the same time, it's kind of like a realistic way as to how it would, how war would end, not some glorified version of what could happen if war ended in that way. So it's interesting in that way, so getting to see like what happened to each of the kids and what happened to each of them after the war finished and when they went back to reality. So it was a really good book. I rated it 4 stars. I'm gonna do a video discussing the series as a whole, so you'll be able to watch that one in hopefully a month or 2. I don't know when I've scheduled it in because I've got a lot of videos scheduled for this year. And the last book I read is Get a Life, Chloe Brown by Talia Hibbert. So I enjoyed this book, though I don't know, it felt too I don't know, it's not too romancy, it was just, I don't know, like there was something, it just felt like a lot of things were unresolved, and it just felt like that things were kind of gotten over quickly in some capacity or another. But I still did enjoy the story and the love between Red and Chloe. I did enjoy it. I'm wanting to read the other books to see how it compares to this one and how different the romance is in each of those books, because that would be a really interesting read, I think. So I rated it 4 stars, and it was honestly a good book, and I would recommend anyone who wants to get into romance to read, or I mean, a little bit more smuttier romance. Yeah, I definitely recommend it to anyone that wants to get into that. So now I'm going to get onto January's TBR. So when this video goes up, it will be a couple of days, so I'll be still probably reading Addie LaRue, which, as I said, I'm currently reading. It's also on my TBR list for this month, as I have moved it from last month to this month. Because, yeah. But I still technically started it in December, so it's not like I started in January. Anyway, so this month I'm going to be participating in the Friends Readathon, which is hosted by Tyra and the Books. If you don't know, she's another Australian booktuber, and it's so cool seeing like smaller booktubers creating big things. And it's so, and like I want to help and, you know, add participation to those things, so, you know, these smaller booktubers can be risen up a bit more, and I don't think I'd ever be able to have the guts to like start something like that, so it's really, really cool. Anyway, and I also love Friends, so I haven't watched Friends in a while, but I'm gonna have to start watching it this month and get in the mood of watching Friends. Anyway, so I did a mixture from, I think it was both Monica and Rachel's prompts, because there was like one prompt that I didn't really like, or not that I didn't like it, it was just like I didn't really want to read a book from that prompt. So I ended up deciding to mix it up a bit. So I'm gonna go through the prompts and tell you what book I'm reading for that. So I'm Breezy. Read whatever you want. So I decided that I'm gonna read Keeper of the Lost Cities by Shannon Messenger. This is the middle grade monthly book, so I'm going to be reading that. I'm going to be doing a vlog on that on participating in that, so I'm doing my second vlog in that series, so I'm hoping I will enjoy it. It says perfect for fans of Harry Potter, and guess what, I am a fan of Harry Potter, so I feel like I'm going to enjoy this book a lot. Next is I Really Think I Might Kill Someone, which is read a thriller, horror, or mystery. And I'm not reading the whole thing, there's 3 books in this. It's very chunky. But it is the first book in the Dexter series, which is Darkly Dreaming Dexter. And this is actually, I picked this one mainly because it's Books and Lala are doing the Buzzword-a-thon, which every month you pick like a theme, or they have like a theme, and you have to, or theme/word you have to read, and the first month, January, is Dream, and so Darkly Dreaming Dexter fits that prompt very well as well. So I'm hoping to read one of these buzzwords every single month for this year. Let's see how long that lasts, but Dexter is the first one, and I'm nervous because I've seen a couple of bad reviews about the book, so let's hope it's alright. I've got this uncontrollable need to please people, which is read a popular book, and I think you can kind of guess from what I've said, I've picked The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. This is the Our Crate edition that I unboxed late last year now. Oh my god, that's so weird. But yeah, so I'm reading this version and I'm enjoying it so far, and I'm not like halfway through, I'm thinking about 30% through, and I absolutely adore this book, and I have a feeling it's a 5-star read. It might depend on what the ending is because I've heard mixed things about it, but hopefully it'll be good. Last is He's So Pretty I Want to Cry, which is Read a Beautiful Book, and I picked Gemina by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff because it is the second book in the Illuminae series, and I wanted to read it this month so I can continue on with the series, and I need to actually start finishing series now because I've started a couple and I'm like, I need to get onto the next book. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to reading this bad boy. I really enjoyed the first one and it was such an easy book to read, so hopefully, fingers crossed. I did add one more book to my TBR list this month, and that was just because I wanted to read it last month but didn't get a chance, so I'm adding it to this month, and that is Skullduggery Pleasant, Playing with Fire, which is the second book in the series. I read the first one in November for Believathon, so I am hoping to get to the second one this month, and I'm looking forward to getting to reading it because I really want to know what happens to Stephanie and Skullduggery. Thank you for taking along in this weird bumble mumble mashup of a video. I don't know what's going on. It's really hot in Australia at the moment. The humidity is rising and I am not coping whatsoever, and it is, anyway, I will see you guys next time. Hit like, subscribe, bye!